Sweet.
Good night.
Kill you! I've just seen death!
Do you know what the most frightening thing in the world is?
Hey, we're finally back after a long hiatus. Gabriel is taking a little time off. He has to deal with some family things. So sitting in tonight, we have partial crew from the Sliding Through Dimensions podcast, Eric and Judyt.
Yo.
Yeah, so your son wasn't joining us tonight, but I'm sure he has a good reason to.
Yeah, he's eating pizza in his room.
That's dude. I'd be doing that right now too.
He didn't feel like it.
That's a great plan. So you guys just wrapped up the first of all, for people that don't know, you're a podcast that covers the 1990 show Sliders, the much loved 1990 show Sliders, and you just wrapped up covering the first season.
Yeah.
And you're going right into the second season, or are you going to take a little break? And
no, we did like a little wrap up one.
Yeah, I was listening to that. Yeah.
But no, we're going straight into it.
Yeah.
You're gonna take
hitting them while the iron's hot, I think.
That's
right?
Yeah. You have to keep going.
while the crowds are still in love with us.
And they're still charging my card for the streaming service.
I know, mainly.
Seriously, who would have thought podcasting would be so expensive? Like, I thought it was like, oh, we just jump right in. It's just a hobby, and then I'm like, and there's a subscription for this. There's a subscription for that.
I'm sure when it first kind of started off, it was probably
a lot freer.
A lot freer, and it was probably not as lucrative for some people.
Yeah, it wasn't lucrative at all for a lot of people for a long time.
I think it's like anything else, right? Because I think football was the same thing, right? Like it wasn't like now, like sports players get paid like millions of dollars, but
yeah,
corporate sponsors, man.
But back in the day, they were lucky if they got like some fried eggs and some potatoes or something.
Same thing with like singers and like entertainers, right?
Yeah.
Like you were like, it was always either the production company or like the record company that was getting all that money.
Yeah, exactly.
So
we're just gonna have a light show tonight. I'm gonna be probably covering the recent UAP hearing with Henry from Frank Welker Wonder Hour next week, because there's been a lot of news with that. But in the meantime, we're gonna cover a couple of strange stories, and then we're gonna hear some ghost stories. So first off, I'm gonna share this with you guys. I came across this strange little story. Blonde-haired gnomes / trolls emerge from portal near Cooperstown, New York.
It's strange. Blonde.
So I was just coming across this, and I read a lot of strange stories like this, but for some reason this just caught my fancy.
Is it the aspect of it?
Is it the what?
The blonde aspect of it? Because
feel like you know me, I love blonde gnomes.
No, it's just an interesting fact, I think, to take, like the fact that they're blonde gnomes.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think it's just like, I was like, oh, they met hobbits. And you hear people meeting aliens and you seeing ghosts and all this and seeing UFOs, but like rarely do you hear people meeting trolls and gnomes. This person sent in a letter to the website, and it says, "Hello, sir. My name is Dia, and I would like to confide in you an experience I had in 1990 when I lived near Cooperstown, New York. It was mid-spring, and a girlfriend and I decided to take a walk in the surrounding countryside. While we were taking a rest near a large outcropping of rocks, there was a humming sound coming from one of the nooks. My girlfriend stood and started walking towards the noise. Though it was late afternoon and there was heavy tree cover, there was enough light to see into the rocks. As she got closer, she said that the sound was coming from inside one of the large boulders. I began to walk toward her and the boulder to listen for myself. We stood there for about 5 minutes and we noticed the boulder seemed to shimmer like water. We quickly stepped back as the shimmer grew and changed into a greenish hue. Then suddenly, 2 small beings emerged from the shimmering portal. The beings walked towards us as we tried to move away, but we are paralyzed and unable to talk. These beings were about 3 feet in height and had green-colored clothes that looked like work overalls. The faces and body features were human-like, though I'd have to say they were more human children with some adult features. They had long blonde hair and very dark, large, round eyes. Their hands had 4 distinct fingers and were very rough textured. This incident occurred much earlier than the film, but these beings remind me of the Hobbits in Lord of the Rings. Sounds nuts, right? They took each of us by the hand and started pulling us towards the rock. We both quickly regained our ability to move and broke away from their grasp. As we ran down the hill, we could hear them running behind us. A minute or so into the chase, I felt something hit me on the back, and I realized one of the beings had thrown a stone at me. I stopped and looked back, but they were gone, though I could still hear voices from a distance that sounded like they were more than these beings, and the sounds were getting louder. We continued to run until we reached the car, got in, and sped off. We had driven about a half a mile when a piece of tree branch came flying out of the woods and hit the side of our car.
Jesus.
I looked up into the woods, but neither of us could see any signs of the beings. We were both shaking when we arrived home. We agreed not to tell anyone about the incident, though I think she may have mentioned it to a friend years after. What's that?
I'm like, and he's also writing this down.
Yes. We haven't told anyone except for the entire internet. Because there was talk about little people in the surrounding woods. I had never had another encounter with these beings, but I feel that they knew where I lived. One morning, I found a small pile of stones on my patio picnic with a small 4-fingered muddy handprint beside it.
Oh, damn. He knows where you live.
That's creepy. I recently moved out of the area, but I still have a feeling that they know where I am. Last week, I was leaving for work and walking to my car. When I got into the car, I noticed a reddish-colored 4-fingered handprint on the windshield. I took a closer look and realized that the handprint was made in blood.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
That evening, while sitting in my office at home, I heard voices outside. I looked outside the office window and caught a quick glance of something darting into the bushes next door. I continued to watch, but I didn't notice anything further. I have no idea what is happening, though I do know that I am not imagining any of this. Is there a possibility of little beings, for example, hobbits, elves, living among us? I have never seen or read anything about this. It just seems crazy. Any ideas? So this is a little image that they have of what they saw, but I'm sure this is like an AI thing. But yeah, so
it's a photograph. No.
At first when I started reading it, I was like, they're in the woods. They're definitely on mushrooms.
Right. Well, as it goes on though, so he thinks that they have some sort of malicious intent with them then?
I don't know if it was, I mean, the handprint in blood was a bit ominous, I would say. My favorite part is when he's running away, they throw a stone at his back.
But if they're small, how big could that stone really be?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like he's saying he has superhuman strength. I guess I don't know if I would think that they would have more strength than like a regular person would. Like a gnome. I don't know.
The thing that made me mad is they didn't go inside the rock with them.
Would you?
Know, right?
Yeah, fuck yeah, I would.
Really?
You wouldn't?
You're all waiting for me, buddy.
I've seen too many No, I wouldn't do it.
Nothing bad can happen by following a troll into a rock.
I think following anything into a rock, you're just,
a shimmering portal rock.
Yeah. Anytime anything shimmers, I think you need to just stay away from it.
I kept picturing what's the movie where the hillbillies trap the people in the woods and they're all like inbred? Was it Wrong Turn?
Yeah.
Oh.
I kept picturing the movie Wrong Turn, but with these hobbit things. It'd be great.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be. You know what? I've seen videos, right? Like every so often, I'll see videos of like. I think
Trolls.
that's what duendas are, right? Are they
What?
supposed to be gnomes?
What?
Duendas? How do you say
Oh,
it in English?
Dewindas? Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh, is that what
right?
it's
Like they're
supposed to
kind of like
those are
gnome.
from South America, right? I think
Yeah.
we
So I'm
almost
like,
did a show on Dewindas.
I think I've seen like videos of like where they say they like capture them, right? And it does.
Oh yeah,
There's something about something being like weirdly smaller than you that I think is kind of creepy.
yeah. There's that famous. I'll post it here if I can find it. There was a famous video way back, like early internet, with like a bunch of kids playing soccer in the street,
That might have been it.
and behind a light pole, you just see like this guy come out, and he's got a little pointy hat on, and he goes back, and they're like, ah!
That might have been one of the videos I've seen. Actually,
It probably was.
It sounds familiar.
They're all from South America, and it's always kids playing soccer at nighttime.
They're always like just happen to be videotaping it too, right?
Almost like it's faked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Almost like
It's
if you
like
planned
perfect
it to
timing
happen.
for it. They
But
just happen to pan over to the light post at the right time.
I do feel like if I would see anything like that, it would freak me out so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything smaller, especially if they're like running at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a no-go for me.
You know what's
Right.
scary about them? Not just their height, just like because they're like at that perfect height where like they can cut your Achilles tendon in the back.
Oh, I
Right,
thought they
when
said
you-
go after your genitals.
Oh, that too.
It's
Like
that's the
stab you in the
perfect
genitals.
height.
Stab you in the dick. Stab you in the dick.
I think-
No.
I think that's maybe it's also because you picture them being very quick,
So you
Yeah.
can't grab them or anything
right?
like that?
Like you wouldn't be able to like hold on to them
Oh no, I'll grab
because
them.
they're just like quick little. Like, I don't
He's
know.
like, oh no, I'll grab him. He's like trying to show off his.
I want to get him in the chokehold.
You get him in a bare naked chokehold, and yeah, there needs to be a horror movie, Dick Stabbers.
But I don't know. Do you believe the story?
I don't know. It just you see so much fake stuff. I think it just kind of like gets you like
I think I believe it.
Just you can't believe anything anymore.
Yeah,
I could believe it up until they got to the car. The fact that
Oh.
he's like they're continuously stalking me throughout my life.
Yeah, like as he
It doesn't
moves and
move.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like now I'm like, I don't know about that.
Now he's got a vendetta.
Yeah,
What if
for
it's
what?
just his
Just because
wife?
you didn't
Like-
follow
Maybe.
them into a rock?
It's just his wife playing pranks on him.
Imagine.
be funny.
See, I think that would be a great psychological thriller.
Just try
Yeah.
to make him think he's crazy.
I mean, that I guess that
just
is
gaslighting him.
him. Yeah, but like
I'm telling
specifically,
you, I saw the gnome.
yeah, like specifically something like that where you're like,
Yeah.
because I think that's in my head. That's my biggest fear of ever truly seeing an alien, is that no matter who you tell, they will never believe you.
Yeah, I'll believe people. I'm very open minded. But then as soon as they're done, I'll be like, that was bullshit.
Exactly. Nobody would believe you. And you, if in a sane state of mind, you don't partially believe yourself either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other theory I had was there's this long going theory with aliens, little grays, the trickster theory, where they'll mess with people's heads to make them think they see something else. So like to hide their identity, they'll show up as something else and make people think. So like throughout time, when people have seen a certain thing, they might have just been seeing a extraterrestrial being that was disguising itself. That's just, of course, a theory, but that could be one thing.
I mean, that kind of makes sense,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I think that's the whole. I think that's the one of the theories behind like gods, right?
What do you mean?
It's-
Behind what?
Gods, like they're not.
Oh,
that-
yeah.
right. Yeah, that they're actually like extraterrestrial beings that
That's why
people
they're
just
always
were
like,
like,
taking forms of different things.
yeah,
Like in history.
yeah.
I get you.
Yeah, that could be it too. I still think it's the wife.
I mean, logically, it's probably. Would you do that?
Would I trick you?
Yeah. Would you spend your life tricking me into thinking I had seen little gnomes?
I mean, I guess it depends how much money you had.
100% he would. Judy, get out of there.
I don't know. Would you do that? Would you
Fucking
ever do
run
that
for
to
the hills.
somebody? Do you think you would ever spend that energy to do that to some? I think that's just a lot of energy and time spent, though. But would you do it?
There's got to be like some sort of financial gain. That's the only reason you would ever do that. Unless you're
Unless you're just
sociopath.
like sadistic and you're just like you think it's fun to see them like slowly. I mean, that's what happens, right? In real life.
True.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready for the next little thing that I found?
Oh,
Let's do it.
So, which famous singer might be living next door to a serial killer?
living or dead?
Well, she's living right now, and she's probably living next door to a serial killer. I'll give you a hint. Don't be fooled by the rocks that she has.
Does she? Is she thinking that? Jenny from the block?
Jenny from the block. Well, this is a theory I saw online, but it's,
okay.
So I'm gonna share a photo with you here. You see this photo?
Yeah.
Okay. So J-Lo lives down on the lower part of this. Okay.
I thought that was her whole estate right there.
It might be actually, but you can see there's piers on the side. Okay. So this is taken from Google image view or whatever they call it, Google Earth.
Yeah.
When you zoom in onto the pier,
it's like blood splatter all over the
there's
dock.
blood splatter all over the pier.
What the hell?
Was that there when we first saw the image?
It is actually. It's just
you
just have to
it's just
zoom
so tiny.
way in.
That's crazy.
So J-Lo might be living next door to like a Dexter type serial killer.
No, Dexter wouldn't leave that much evidence, though.
That's true. Dexter is not that sloppy.
Surprise,
motherfucker.
I'm like, my son is rewatching the show,
No,
so
he's
I'm like,
watching
that
it
I
for the
know.
first time.
Oh, that's right. He never saw it.
So good.
So I'm
Yeah, it's so
like,
good
so
show.
I know fresh memory. He wouldn't leave that. That's
Whenever
great.
I'm getting ready in the morning, I'm always pretending I'm Dexter getting ready in the morning and tying my shoes. I'm like, you fucking. Ugh.
Which run though, where he's doing it all perfect, or after he gets the kids and he's like messing everything up? He like puts on the shirt. There's a stain.
Right.
Oh
yeah.
So okay, there's a couple of options. That first, it's a serial killer.
That's
Second
number
is-
one theory.
That's the first theory. It's the most believable.
I buy it.
Not that he's a fisherman that maybe reeled in.
Second theory is they clean a bunch of fish on the pier, and that's fish blood.
That's weird that it would be so segmented, though, right?
He had like
behind each
different
post,
fish like, lined up or something.
That's weird.
And the third theory is it's a redwood pier, and it's just dried out, and when it gets wet, you see the redwood.
Oh, do they make piers out of redwood?
That is a good question that I don't have the answer to.
Oh,
I probably should have looked into
homework.
that. This is
like
a last minute show, so
If they did do like a dock like out of redwood, I feel like it'd be more like in like a.
But then you would
like
see
a
the
mountainy
footsteps running
area
up
or
too.
I don't know, just somewhere where.
Like if it was just
Yeah.
like it being.
Is she live in Miami? This
is in Miami.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
she doesn't live in New York anymore.
I'm sure she has estates all over the world.
That's true. She's probably got a penthouse in New York.
Yeah, this is one house in Miami. If you zoom in really, really close, you can see Ben Affleck smoking and depressed on a bench over there.
I'm like, we can't enhance this like CSI, like and then we can really tell.
I kept zooming in to see if I could see like an outline of a person just like laying on the
Chalk
pier.
outline of it too.
And J-Lo looking up at the satellite.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
When did you take these images? Actually, I wonder if I'm in any image.
Oh, you for sure are. Yeah, because
I
people
should-
have to like contact Google all the time and say like, I want to be blurred out. I don't want people to see me in those
Oh,
shorts.
you have to contact them?
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
they just did that automatically.
No, like if you don't want your house seen, you have to contact Google and tell them to blur your house out. Like if you're like walking
like,
past the
street
window, like as you got out of the shower, and you're just like your dick's hanging out in front of the window, and you're like, I don't want people to see that. Can you please blur it out? They're like,
How damn, imagine.
yeah, they're
Oh,
like,
I come by.
You
Hold
have
on,
a
hold on.
really
Let me get ready.
You have a really like shocked face too as
Yeah.
like, you see the car drive by.
what?
Right now, you picked this
You're
moment.
just like flexing.
You just do that for 2 hours a day, every day, just in
Yeah.
They're like, sir, why were you naked eating a sandwich? What?
case. It's my house. I can do whatever I want.
It's my private house. Leave me alone. All right, so
What?
I'm gonna show you another photo here. It's a separate story. Some people have a hobby of taking pictures of the sun. They'll put like filters on these expensive telescopes.
Oh, okay.
And
I
zoom
follow
in on the
somebody on
sun.
Instagram who does like night photography, like astrology,
Yeah.
astrological,
Oh, like of the moon and
photography,
stuff like that.
like moons, planets, and stuff
Uh-huh.
like that. Yeah.
There's a lot of great astronomy photographers on Instagram. So this person,
And
show you
that's
this
all.
photo
I'm
here.
one of them.
I'm one of them, but I just
This
take
is my
pictures of other
photo.
people's houses. Just zoomed in. So this is a picture of the sun.
Okay.
Nice.
Now it might look pretty normal at first, but the person zoomed in on it.
Yeah, what's that thing right there?
It could be like just a comment
Nah,
or
man.
something.
Judy, don't kill my vibe. He thinks that he's captured a spaceship near the sun.
Okay. I think I would go more for Superman.
No.
Yes.
No.
Remember
Wait,
that
hold
one?
on. Hold on a second. Out of all the possibilities,
She's like, that's not a comment. That's Superman.
that's definitely not. It's not a comet. It's definitely not a spaceship. For sure, that's Superman.
He needed to be close to the sun. That's how he gets his
was recharging.
powers.
But if you zoom in, it does have a structure to it. Almost looks like it has like some things coming out from it. It's a bit
Yeah.
hard to tell. It's pixelated as fuck too. I mean, it doesn't get more JPEG than this.
That's not just like a cursor. Like, you know, you have a mouse.
No.
No. It has a trail coming off of it.
I know, but the start of the trail, I feel like that's what that could be.
All right. Well, if we're making up things, it could be. I'm going to say it's the Firefly ship. That's what I want it to be because that show needs to die.
It's Serenity.
It does have like little pokes.
It does have
Yeah.
little posts, almost like a little satellite thing, but no satellite would be that close to the sun.
Would a satellite also have a tail behind it?
Nah, I don't
Well,
know.
when it's this far away, I mean, you're
Because the
not going
tail
to get
is
much.
it's caused by fire, no?
The tail can be caused by like gases burning
Okay.
off.
Okay, so I feel
And
like
this-
it can be a satellite then.
The sun does shoot off a lot of like plasma and stuff like that, but it's never this straight and
Yeah.
angular. It's always just like in a sort of a blob of plasma.
Did he should have continuously taken pictures? Like, I guess he didn't know, right?
Yeah, he didn't know. It's like he was reviewing photos and he's like, "Oh, that's weird," and zoomed in on it.
It's like when people see the little ghost. It's never as you're taking a picture.
Oh, like the little orbs?
yeah, or
Yeah. Yeah, for people that are listening, it's a close-up picture of the surface of the sun, and it's like off to the side, and you see space. And there's a long comet trail going straight down a little white dot.
As the sun, though.
What's that?
That's the same color as the sun, though, in this filter.
Well, the trail is, but the little thing is like a white dot,
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
white.
and nobody can Photoshop a different color.
No, you can't do it.
Absolutely not. It's impossible.
I'm like, only a great mind would be able to do
I
that.
mean,
kind
I
of
can believe it's a chip.
stealth.
You'd have to be like, right? Because there's like at that distance, isn't there like a gravitational pull, and it would get pulled if it was something else?
Yeah,
Mm,
well, it'd be burned up if it was anything.
That's true.
yeah.
It's got some good heat shields.
But there's a lot of documentation and videos of things like being near the sun. And there's been some strange videos of things looking like they're getting energy from the sun, but those were debunked. It's just like a weird plasma thing that happens like a tornado.
Oh.
No.
But people speculate about UAPs and UFOs that they get energy from the sun, like Superman. So your theory checks out.
Right. There you go. You guys making fun of me. I was the closest one to you guys.
See, the great minds are always ridiculed at the beginning.
Exactly. See, you know what? I've never thought about what spaceships would be powered by. They would have to be powered by something. And that would be the best, like, free thing that you could get as you were traveling. Because how many stars are there?
A lot.
Yeah, it's
Right?
I mean, there's as many grains of sand on all the beaches of the world. That's how many galaxies there are. So within that, all those stars, it's just like, it's too big to think about. It's like that Tim and Eric, the fucking wah, wah.
I mean, anything. Even if when you're sitting there, right, you're looking at the mountains and you start to just envision how big the Earth is.
Oh yeah, when you're stoned, yeah.
Yeah, like you can't. It's a weird thing to try to like fathom in your head. I think always, right?
Yeah.
There's been some times when I'm like laying in bed, like really stoned, when I was a teenager, and I started thinking about that, and then I'll just let out like a
crying.
like an audible scream because I'm too freaked out.
Oh God!
Your parents are like, "Are you? What's wrong? Did you fall?"
Nothing.
I'm just a speck. I'm just a speck.
I know. I
We're
mean,
gonna fly off this planet.
We're all just dust in the wind.
They're all like, "Oh God!" They know exactly what's going on.
Yeah. So that's the end of my slideshow for you, and now we move on to the ghost stories.
I'm like, I like the
show.
last one best. I think
The J-Lo one.
No, that wasn't the last one. Sun one.
I'm trying to get you guys to like the J-Lo one.
I don't know that was pretty crazy though. That
was odd. It's not a picture.
Hold on.
But I think Google Image or Google Maps is always picking up really weird things.
True.
Yeah.
I have to
Is it a kitty appearance?
Oh.
a visitor.
Oh.
Is that Asha?
Yeah, this is Asha. Hi.
How many cats do you have?
I have 2.
Aw.
You ready to get down now? Okay.
She's like, I'm not gonna meow.
She's like, give me food.
That's all she's looking for is snacks. That bitch.
You got any snacks in your pocket?
I smell them on you. I know you got bacon in your pocket. Eric told me that you had some ghost stories. Eric, did you say you had a ghost story as well?
No,
He does. That?
You have a were you hopeful that he had a ghost story? You have a semi-ghost story. You once told me that you fell asleep on your stomach. And when you woke up, you couldn't move because it felt like somebody was on top of you. Back in the day. This is like
what?
Yeah.
Is that like sleep paralysis thing?
Probably.
That's probably what it was.
But
yours, you were awake for yours.
Sleep paralysis is still scary.
Sleep paralysis is one of the most terrifying things that can happen to you if people have it. Yeah, it's crazy.
I always try when I end up in a dream like that. I mean, most of the time I'm freaking out, right? But every so often I will try to remind myself that I can control what's going on. So I'll try to calm myself down.
That's the only way to break out of sleep paralysis, and it's one of the teachings of lucid dreaming. I've been studying lucid dreaming for about 20 years now, and like techniques and stuff. And that's the only way you can get out of it is like let it take a hold of you, and then just realize it is a dream, and you can take control of it.
Have you been able to do it?
Lucid dreaming?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I go through periods where I do it more often than other times because it takes a lot of training. It takes a lot of like
they say a lot of meditation too to be
meditation.
Able to
reality checks are a big thing. Like a thing tied around your finger or wrist. Every time you look at it, you have to question yourself: am I asleep? And you like look around. No, I'm awake.
I've tried the drawing on your hand, like you put a little dot.
Yeah, and if the pen goes through your hand, it's
just that one. Or if you wear glasses, it's kind of easy, right? Because you can do like a quick little like. Well, here's a question: do you wear your glasses in your dreams?
No. No.
My son asked me that the other day, and I never thought about it. But I was like, no, I've never wondered where my glasses were in my dream.
Yeah.
I have perfect vision in my
I know.
dream.
It's wonderful.
Well, one of the things in dreaming is you can't read anything. If you
Oh
look
my
at
God.
something,
Whenever I'm
and
trying
then-
to use my phone, it's so
Yeah.
infuriating.
It's just
you
all
can't
gibberish.
use your phone because you'll try to use your phone in your dream, and then you go back and the screens change. And you're like, wait, no, what was I doing? And you look down again and it's different. It's like, oh, you're in a dream for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I've
There's-
only been able. I've tried to like conjure people up in my dream, like once I figure out, right? So I
Yeah.
try to like conjure people up, and that does take so much. Like,
Chris Pratt.
no, I'm all like that fool. That
No,
fool ain't
it's
it.
definitely not him.
No, but
The
I've tried
Rock.
to like.
Oh, no, not the Rock.
I've tried to conjure people up, and it's so hard to like they
Picture
start
their
off.
face.
Hugh
yeah.
Grant.
They'll try to start. I know Hugh Grant in the newest movie. They start off always as like kind of like a black blob for me,
Yeah.
black kind of shadow, and
Uh-huh.
then I try to like fill in that shadow, and almost there's like a little flicker of like I can almost get like something substantial, but it's so hard.
A little tip for anyone that has the ability to sort of start to lucid dream and they keep losing it. If you want to stay in the dream, roll your eyes into the back of your head in your dream. Like, do that physically with your eyes, and you will go back into the dream.
Oh,
It's
Oh.
it's some
Not
sort
true.
of trigger.
You're always
Oh.
trying to do that, right?
I'm always trying to do that, unless they're bad dreams. Then I'm constantly falling back into them.
I thought you meant like you're just doing that on the street when you're talking to. Just roll your eyes into the back of your head while you're talking. Oh my God!
She's like, no, it's cool. It's cool.
I'm sorry, I thought I was streaming there for a second.
You're at work. I'm like, I gotta get out of this dream.
But yeah, I've only once been able to do like a good lucid dream
Uh-huh.
where I was able
You
to
were able to
like
go back.
where I was really able to like change the setting, change the people, like, and I've never been able to go back to it.
When I was really deep into it, I was up to 4 lucid dreams a week.
Oh wow, that's good.
For like a good steady 5 or 6 weeks straight. But just it gets exhausting because it's just different things. Wake back to bed where you wake up in like 2 a.m. for 10 minutes and then go back to bed, and you go into sleep paralysis on purpose.
Oh,
it's
I can see
crazy.
that. Yeah. I've never
So-
gone that far.
Let's hear your ghost story.
Okay, well now I feel like it's built up and no one's gonna like it. But
No. Don't worry about it.
No. It's it. So I'll tell you the two kind of lamer ones because, yeah, I'll tell you the two lamer ones.
Okay.
So I was once.
You have a good one at the end?
Shut up.
No, they're all lame. Sorry.
These are all lame.
I know. I'm like, oh no. So there's a big one I've had where I think to myself, but okay, these two other ones happened. So Eric was out boys' night, me and my
Yep.
son,
Typical.
right?
I was probably out with Gabriel.
I was
We were
home alone. Woe is me. No, so my son had fallen asleep. I was kind of like watching whatever. And then I went to the restroom, watching TikToks as you do, right?
Mhm.
And I hear a voice to the side of me. I forget what I was watching, but I hear a voice to the side of me go, cute. And I immediately like
A girl's voice?
a girl's voice, like a younger girl's
How
voice.
long ago was this?
How long ago? It was probably a couple years ago.
Oh, really? Has it been that long?
I think it's at least a year ago.
Okay.
Because I think
Okay,
the
not too
Thanksgiving
long
thing
ago.
happened after that one.
Okay.
So was it like super cute, something like that, or
Oh my god.
oh my god, it's so cute.
No, it just literally was cute. And I was
okay.
so I like finished up.
She threw her phone.
And I don't know why, but I almost thought like maybe my son was outside the door saying something. One of my friends made a joke, was like, maybe you thought he had snuck in a girl, and you were like, I was like, so I don't know why, but I wanted to see that. And so I like, finish up, I run out, and I'm like, literally, this poor kid, it turns out he was sleeping in his room. But this poor kid, I'm just going, Sandra, Saturn. And he's
What?
like, yeah, he's like, huh? And then I'm like,
He's all cute.
I know. It's him sleeping, like his dream, sleep talking. He's all cute.
I half expected that I was watching TikToks and off to the side I heard, hell no, to the no, or some like TikTok.
they're all come back.
Oh no.
Or they just like keep scrolling. But yeah, and so then I was like, have you been? I was like, were you sleeping? He's like, yeah, and I was like, okay, sorry.
So
And
that's the place that you're in right now. That happened
Yeah,
there. Okay.
in this freaking house. And so I was like freaked out. I didn't know what to do. I called Eric, or I texted you or something.
I think you texted
I
me.
think I texted you, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I didn't want to be in the living room because it's all dark.
Yeah.
And it's like very open, and forbid a ghost pop out at that point. I don't know. It's prime ghost spot. I
Should have
think.
grabbed the cat and been like, like
Yeah,
the mummy.
ghosts hate cats.
So then I was like, oh, so I'm texting him being like, I heard something really weird. I'm really scared. And he goes, oh, you were with Caesar, because you were like, oh, Caesar says just to come down to this bar with us. I wanted him to come home.
Yeah.
He said, just come down to the bar with
The
us.
ghost can't get you in the bar.
And I'm like, you think I'm gonna leave my child alone with this thing in the house?
I'll bring him too. It's cool.
Hey, I heard some weird shit in the house. I'm going to the bar.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna leave my son at home alone.
He's like,
But
what?
It's like, oh god.
Oh, it's every guy for themselves. But yeah,
I heard some really creepy shit.
I think there had been times where I've heard things in the bathroom though before.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I
Like
told
a
you
thump
that last
or
time.
something. Yeah, like
we
I've
hear
heard
like
things.
footsteps. Like,
Do you know
walking in the
anything
hall.
about that building? Like, is it an older?
Nothing,
No,
but it was like
But
built
this
in the
has been
60s or
here since
70s.
the 60s.
60s.
Definitely
right?
someone's died in that house for
Oh,
sure.
Probably.
there was that guy who.
There was
the
the old manager used to live in this apartment. He died. He didn't die
Not
in this
here.
apartment,
Yeah.
but he lived here. So
Forever.
I don't know. Maybe somebody else died here though.
I don't think it matters where they actually died. If they spent the majority of their life in one
like a
place,
connection to it.
there's that connection to it.
But I don't think that was his voice saying cute.
Cute.
It's all
I
super
know.
cute, guys.
But that freaked me out. And so finally, and then I didn't want to go. That bathroom is connected to our bedroom. So I couldn't go to sleep because I would literally be staring right where I heard the voice. So I'm like, oh. But then later on, I think it was that same year during Thanksgiving, I was getting the food that we had left in the car. Our carport is like behind us.
Okay.
And then there's like a little hallway to come inside to where like the front doors are.
Okay.
So I'm walking through there when I hear somebody go, again, kind of like a little girl voice go, help me.
Oh, okay. That's creepy.
Just like that. No emotion. Help me. And in my head, I thought, I know a trickster. I know a trickster when I hear it. Yeah.
You mean you
And
thought someone was trying to like get your attention to rob you or something?
It's one of the two. My more rational mind is like it's somebody trying to just get your attention so you can be like, oh. But my other thing is like, yeah, it's like a mimic or it's something like supernatural.
Yeah.
Trying to throw a voice to get my attention.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no, immediately booked it inside the house.
Yeah, whenever you hear like, oh, there's a little girl haunting the house, and the expert comes in like, that's no little girl.
That's a demon.
That's a level 7 demon.
I know.
It commands the armies of hell.
But it was always. And then one of my friends was like, it just seemed like. One of my friends was like, it just seems like you have like a very nice ghost. It's calling you cute. It's like asking for your help. Like,
it seems like you have a little girl, a ghost attached to you somewhere. Like that's just like following you around.
It's very like it's so I don't know, but no one believes that it happened.
So you consider those the lame ones? I thought those were pretty creepy.
Those are the lame ones.
Okay.
Because that's just like everybody's like, oh, it was probably somebody's TV you heard. Mind you, it's like 12 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, but those were the kind of lame ones that
I thought they were creepy.
They are creepy,
But I'm a little wuss, so it doesn't matter.
No, my big one, and this is the one that till this day I can't really wrap my head around for two reasons, right? Because of the ending when I came home, but a couple years ago, probably 3 years ago,
Probably 3.
and I'll give you some. I was at a tattoo appointment, and so that was in like Van Nuys or something.
Okay.
So it ran late because it was kind of like a bigger piece. So I was coming home. I was driving home about like 12. It was close to 12, I remember. It was like 11 something.
Yeah, it was pretty late.
Yeah. And so I'm driving, and this all kind of happens in like, so we have like I guess a nunnery. I don't know what it's called, where nuns live.
A convent?
There we go, convent. So we have a
Yeah.
convent near us.
I
And
like
we also-
nunnery. That's pretty good.
I know. I'm like, I don't know where they're made. I don't know.
The nun factory.
Where the nuns come from.
Yeah. And then we also have like, I don't know what they're I don't know religions very well. I know, so you priests always wear that like white robe.
These ones wear brown robes.
These wear brown.
Oh, they're
Kinda
probably
like
they're probably
monks.
Jesuits.
Oh,
I don't know.
so we
maybe.
have a
Possibly.
church like right across from.
We
our
do have a church
apartment.
right across the street from us.
Yeah. It just depends on what like sect of Catholicism it is.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're always wearing brown robes, right?
Okay.
So we're driving. Well, I'm driving by myself, and I get to this one intersection where it's like those like walking. It's by a school, so it's got the walking ones where like they press the button and then the street.
Oh
lights.
yeah, lights up. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm heading there, and I see what I think is one of those guys walking across, because it's like somebody in like these dark robes,
Okay.
just kind of walking across the street, not pushing who hadn't pushed the button, no lights, right?
So they just
Okay.
started crossing.
So they're just crossing. And I think I literally out loud went, "Damn, monk, you can't be walking around this late at night. Like, that is spooky."
Damn, monk.
She put her window on. Hey, monk, stop walking around right now.
That's spooky. Like, it's spooky for you to be walking at night. Like, don't
Oh,
be
I
doing
didn't. It was at night. I didn't put that together.
it.
Okay.
It was close to midnight, yeah.
Yeah, you said that earlier. I brushed right over that.
So it was really dark. I could only really see maybe from like the knees below. Like I can only tell that it was in robes.
Okay.
So it's walking, and as I get closer, I start to realize that it's like kind of full robes, like
Hood
like
on and
hood
everything?
and everything.
Okay. Like
So
a
it's like-
whole like Cossack type thing.
Yeah, and so I was like, oh, that's really weird. And this all happens, like, this all happens in a couple seconds, but your mind's like going, right?
Hmm.
And so I'm like, oh, they're slowing down as they're getting in front of my car. Like, as they're getting closer to my car, they're kind of slowing down.
Okay.
So I start to kind of slow down, but I think to myself, like, I grew up in the 90s, so there was a lot of carjackings.
Yeah.
So I start to think to myself, like, I don't want to fully stop, because what if that's the situation?
This is some gang member dressed like a monk.
Yeah, like,
Looking-
trying to scare you.
He pulls out 2 guns.
But I'm like,
get out of the car.
but part of me is like, I don't want to stop. What about if it's some sort of distraction to
Yeah.
try to get, right?
Mhm.
And then I don't want to go too fast, because what about if they jump in front of my car for some weird reason?
Yeah.
Like,
He's
and-
trying to do insurance fraud.
I know, like, all this, and so I'm just like, then what's the best case scenario to do? And then I realized that they've stopped in front of my car,
Okay.
and they're turning their head slowly towards me.
Creepy as fuck.
Creepy as heck. And I realize I don't see any face. Like, it's just
That's concerning.
it's all black.
Okay.
And so that's when I'm like, I don't know what to do here. And there's no feet, right? Because the robe is covering the feet.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
robe's long. So I get really freaked out then, and I decide to like just go around them.
How far away are you from them?
Probably within an intersection. Like,
Okay.
I was at one end of this right one end of the intersection, and they were on the crossing end of the other one.
A fairly small intersection.
Yeah.
Okay. Trying
And
to
so
just get an idea of distance and feet wise.
I'm all 2,000 feet. I don't know.
Exactly 22 meters.
So then I like drive around them and I get back on and I'm like kind of driving. And then I think to myself, don't look back. But of course I look at my rear view mirror and I see nothing.
Classic mistake.
Exactly. Because I didn't want that to happen. Because then I'm
So
like,
it's gone.
it's gone. And I'm like, and so that, but then I'm worried because I'm like a couple blocks from my house. So also forbid that it should be following me. Now it knows where I live, you know?
Yeah.
So I hurry up and I get home. I park. And again, I'm thinking to myself, like, I just want to hurry up and get inside my house. And I don't want to be by myself. So I take out my phone, okay, to call
Yeah.
Eric. And my phone will not work. It's not that it's dead. It's like I turn on the screen and the screen won't come up. Finally, the screen comes up and I try to get to the phone app and the phone app isn't opening up. Like nothing was just working well. So then I start to worry that I've died, that I went to this tattoo and somehow I just died. I bled so much that I just died. Or
how do you know you're not dead right now?
Exactly. So I start thinking to myself, like, I need to hurry up and just get home. I need somebody to perceive me. I need somebody to see me so that I know I exist. And I never get anybody on the phone. The phone doesn't work the whole time. I like run in and I'm like literally like I'm whisper yelling to Eric. Like I'm just like Eric. And I,
it would have been the perfect time for him to play a prank on you where he ignored you.
Imagine.
What was that?
Or he's like,
something.
He's like, I miss Judy. She's been gone. She's been dead.
Yeah, he's like crying on the couch.
And I'm just like, oh no.
I'm dead.
Yeah, like I thought I had died somewhere, and this was just like my spirit thinking it was alive, heading to my house, and that was death that I saw.
Did you notice? So was the robes that it was wearing brown? Or because it's too dark to say?
It was just too dark, which is weird because then I drove by that intersection, right? And then I thought to myself, like, there's light here. I should have seen more than I saw.
Did you notice any ropes around their waist?
No.
Because usually the monks have that like tie off in the front where they have like their rosary and stuff and the rope.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. You didn't notice anything like that? It
literally just was like black robes. And my rational mind is like, it was probably just some dude with a bunch of blankets on him.
Still creepy.
Some homeless guy or something.
Still, even if like best case scenario, it's some dude in like a blanket. It's still scary.
Yeah. Because my mind goes to the insurance fraud thing too. Because I've seen too many videos from South Africa of like people at night driving and like all of a sudden they'll like throw a bunch of stuff in front of the road and stop them.
Yeah.
But to have someone in robes like stop and then like slowly turn towards your car and there's no face.
Yeah, it was just like it's the one story that I think to myself because I like to think I like to keep myself closed. I don't know if I believe in ghosts, but I don't want to see one, you know? For that same reason.
I meant to ask you guys at the beginning, like, how much of a believer are you in this sort of thing?
I'm like,
pretty skeptical.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll believe it if I see it.
Yeah,
type thing. But I mean, it's interesting. I think it's interesting.
Yeah,
if it's real.
I don't know if it's real or not, but it scares me.
Yeah.
But it's for that same fact where, like, let's say if I legitimately saw a ghost, no one would believe me. Nobody in my life. You know?
It just depends on the type of person. I know a lot of people that believe in ghosts, and I tend to fall more on the open-minded, skeptical side because I've had a lot of strange experiences myself. But I won't just like outright discount someone if they just say, I saw a ghost. I'm like, oh, bullshit. You know, like I have to hear the story. At the very least, it's a super creepy story. No,
it is.
You know, no matter what it was.
As like a woman alone at night.
Yeah.
No matter what that was, it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad for women because it's almost they're always on the defensive, like trying to protect themselves against how horrible men can be.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
it gets to
like-
the point where you don't even like, you can't even, part of you doesn't even want to be like, morning.
Yeah,
Oh, like
Because you
saying
never
good
know.
morning to anybody.
Yeah.
yeah.
You don't want
Yeah,
to
you
smile
never
at
know what could
anybody, you
happen.
don't- Yeah.
Like there was that lady that was walking in near Skid Row, and this guy just ran up and threw a bucket of diarrhea on her out of nowhere. It happened like 2 or 3 years back. Did you hear about that?
No, what the hell? That's crazy.
Yeah. He's like, it was like a hot bucket of diarrhea. Like he just got done. And
Jesus.
just like ran up to her in the middle of the street and dumped it on her. And like, you never know when something like that could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there was that woman just recently, no, who was on a plane and
Oh,
a
and
man
that guy started
urinated
peeing
on
on
her.
her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I heard about that.
Wasn't it like somebody like known, right? It was like some kind of minor celebrity.
I don't remember who it was. I just
It
like,
was Chris Pratt.
it was
Chris
Chris
Pratt.
Pratt. Yes, that probably wasn't. No, I get sued by him for saying that.
That's defamation.
Oh, no.
How dare you?
I know.
I would never pee on somebody unless they wanted to.
I only pee on myself
But
and my wife.
She likes it.
That's the way Jesus said.
Jesus said peace fine.
Well, thanks for sharing your creepy stories. I thought I didn't think any of them were lame. I thought they were all creepy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, some
Eric
you
might
might
have a different
differ.
opinion, but
I know.
I think it was
just
super
come down to the bar.
Just grab a drink. That's all you need.
Grab a drink. Leave your child at
Come
home.
on, come on, bring that ghost with you.
You come home and your son's like levitating above the bed.
I'm like, I knew
Help!
it. He's all, why did you leave me?
Oh. All right, so cool. Thanks for sharing your stories. When's the next episode of Sliding Through Dimensions come out?
This Monday, I
Sunday.
think, right?
Well, we live stream on Sunday, and then I put it up on.
You put it out the
Spotify
next
and
day.
iTunes on Monday.
Yeah. So everyone go to wherever you get your podcast from, type in Sliding Through Dimensions, subscribe to the podcast, leave a 5-star review,
Yes,
send them
Please.
money.
I got bills to pay.
I got bills.
Just let us know that somebody is at least listening.
No, you know what? The listenership, like as far as like the podcast version of it, has been pretty steady.
Yeah, you guys are doing good. Last time you told me your numbers
I
are
think
going
we're
up.
like overall like almost at 500 downloads.
That's great, dude.
Like each week, it's like a steady like 30, 36 each
For
episode.
a new podcast, trust me, that's great.
I'm just glad somebody's like at least.
And I think
interested.
last live stream we had like 4 people watching.
That's great.
I'm
Yeah.
like, only 2 of them was us. No.
No, hey, it's all baby steps. And you have a YouTube channel as well.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Sliding Through Dimensions, and then also Twitch, same thing.
Twitch. Are you on
Yeah.
TikTok? Are you on TikTok yet?
I am on TikTok, but I don't have. I don't know. I guess I don't have the patience to like edit videos to like make little clips.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the idea of it, but
Yeah, I was hesitant for a long time. I really held off on getting on TikTok, but I shouldn't have, because it gives you lots of exposure.
yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Like I've found a couple podcasts because of like just seeing clips that people have posted up there of theirs.
Yeah. All your like Andrew Tate podcasts and stuff.
Here's all, let me tell
Have you ever
about
heard of Joe
women.
Rogan? I'm
This
like,
is why
oh,
you shouldn't respect
no.
women. Let me tell you about these cucks.
But
All right. So yeah, thanks for coming on.
No problem, man. Anytime.
thanks for having us.
Yeah, anytime you guys if you see any more monks with no faces, if you hear any more phantom children or anything like that,
I'm like, I hope he told.
feel free to come back on.
All right, we'll
Don't worry,
do.
I'll make sure she has more stories.
All right.
I'm gonna
I'm
gaslight
gonna,
her.
I'm gonna scare the shit out of her.
Leave little
I want to be
recordings
like Homer in that one episode where he's scaring the crap out of Bart.
Oh yeah. Hey Bart, do you want to see my new chainsaw? My new hockey mask and chainsaw?
You want a brownie?
Ah! All
Let you get on with
right,
it.
everybody. We'll see you next time.
All right,
All right.
bye.
Bye.